Hello, welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 3rd of April. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And it's been another action-packed week in Melbourne real estate, Gary, with over 1,000 auctions. Super Saturday, they like to call it.
That's what it was held at. Was it Super Saturday?
Well, that's the question, and we'll answer that in a few moments' time. Before we do that, I'd like to welcome you all to number 55 Inkerman Street, St Kilda, Gary Peer and Associates' second office. And we're very excited, and we're going to show you some footage of this amazing new office in a few moments' time.
It's looking pretty good. Unfortunately, blew the budget on the renovation, so we actually need lots of listings to start to chip away at that big debt fill. But it is a beautiful office. The staff are happy, the team's happy, and it's all happening down here. And we thank Jeremy Rosens for his great work in getting the sales team up and running and rolling and already doing really well. Some great deals. And Jenny Coy looking after our property management department beautifully, which is now working out of here.
And fantastic results coming out of this office already, Gary. In our sales meeting this morning, we clocked up our 13th auction already. Yes. Only been open a couple of weeks, and the local market is responding favourably.
Thankfully, they are, Phil, and we're hoping that our formula is going to be as successful in St Kilda as it has been from our corporate office. And we are, of course, selling all over the place. In fact, on the weekend, I think we represented 7 or 8 different suburbs, Phil. So no area too far away from us at GP and Associates.
And let's talk about the auction weekend that was, Gary. We kicked off at 10:30 on Saturday morning with one of your listings in Jessamine Avenue in East Paran.
We did, yeah. A lot of pressure there, Philip. Vendor I know very well, but thankfully we did come through.
Look, that was a great result. We had a big crowd there. We had a reserve of $1,990,000 and 2 bidders fought competitively all the way to $2,080,000, which was really a fabulous result.
Preceding that, on Thursday, we featured last week the block of flats in Celeste Court. That was a tough auction, Phil.
I worked hard there, Gary.
You did, you earned your money there, Phil. We worked hard to get that one across the line. A number of buyers competing for that one and sold for $2,620,000. Went on the market just over 2.4 and just kept running a popular auction with, I think we had 5 buyers for that. So that's a good indication of the market, Phil. Investors
good strong result,
battling
Gary.
it out there in East St Kilda, a block of 6 apartments.
Saturday was busy, Gary. I moved on to Rain Street in South Caulfield, where we had a nice Californian bungalow on about 650 square metres of land. Competitive bidding. That was a pass-in auction with an immediate negotiation afterwards. I think we passed it in at $840,000. Got the buyer up to $892,500 and sold. I then went on to number 123 Lila Road in the heart of Carnegie, a great suburb, a great position and a great townhouse, where we successfully sold that for $870,000.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, wasn't it?
It is, Gary.
That was good. So good Saturday. We had out there on the market, and on Sunday, the auction that we talked about last week in Lock Avenue did happen. Oh, and it was on Sunday at 2:30. Tell us about that. I wasn't there.
Before we do, Gary, I was meant to do an 11:30 on Sunday, a 12:30 on Sunday, and then continue to go on to a 1:30 and a 2:30. But our 11:30 sold before auction, as did our 12:30, which left me with 2. And Lock Avenue was my last one for the day, where we had a large crowd there and sold competitively for $986,000.
And unfortunately, I couldn't get to the Lock Avenue auction, Phil, because I had to go to the wedding of Deborah King, one of our wonderful team members.
Yes, and very big congratulations to Deb King and Tynan Putt, who are now the new Mr. and Mrs. Putt, and we celebrated long and hard with them last night. Congratulations to you both.
Yes, and hopefully we'll pull up okay for the rest of the day and week. Super Saturday, Phil. Was it as big as we all thought? There was massive build-up in the media, everybody talking about it, everybody commenting on it. How did you see it?
Look, I think the market is very, very healthy, Gary. Now that we've kind of had about 5 to 6 auction weekends, I'm feeling very confident because for the first time really in the last 12 months, we seem to be getting competitive bidding on just about every property. And that's a real sign of the market. We look and we use a term called market depth, Gary. And let me explain market depth. Market depth is where you do sell a property at auction, but you have a second and a third strong bidder, and they're all around the same price. So that's what we call market depth, where 2, 3 bidders all bid for it competitively and end up at much the same price.
And that wasn't happening last year.
Certainly wasn't, Gary. There was me, you, and 1 bidder if we were lucky.
Absolutely, yeah, that was happening a lot. But good to see competition back in the market. I think it's a pretty balanced market. I don't know if you call it a buyer's market, even though we know the prices did come off last year. People are getting value in terms of what they would have paid before. But I think it's pretty balanced now. I think the buyers are out there, the sellers are realistic, and I think there's some good opportunities. And let's face it, it's going to be only a matter of time before prices are going to go up again?
Well, I think, Gary, last year, I think 2011 was definitely the year of the buyer. I think buyers had great opportunity, and buyers certainly had the whip hand, to use a racingism. But this year, I think, to use your term, a balanced market, there's no question that buyers and sellers are much more in equilibrium today than what they were last year. So I think not that the playing field has tilted back in the favour of the seller, but I think buyer and seller are meeting on much more favourable terms this year.
We've got some great properties to review in the coming weeks on GPTV, but this weekend a little bit of a quiet one. Easter Saturday and Sunday, is it a waste of time, Phil, or would you still be opening everything and out there?
Definitely opening absolutely everything. It's business as usual right across Melbourne. Saturday and Sunday open for inspections everywhere. All of our properties will be open. The only thing that won't be happening this weekend is auctions. There might be a smattering of auctions, but it'll probably be sub 100 if there are in fact any auctions at all, Gary.
Yeah, quiet one for auctions, but busy one for opens. We've had some particularly exciting and action-filled Easter weekends. So while we don't auction, yeah, everything open and happening again. So next week on GPTV, an interesting session, Phil, all about presentation, how to get more for your home.
We've had so many people over the years ask us, what is the deal with presentation? Should we be going to the nth degree and presenting our home? So we filmed on location last week a how to present your home, and we've done that in conjunction with Melbourne Home Details, who we use a lot to present our houses, and that should be interesting watching and invaluable tips for those people that are thinking about selling.
And of course they're responsible for that incredible result in McKinnon that everyone's still talking about, Philip, in Rose Street from last week. A big week coming up in GPTV on presentation. We look forward to seeing you and speaking to you soon. Have a wonderful, safe Easter if you're travelling. Come back safe and well. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic week.
Cheers.